All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. So I should be live. Everything should be working well. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to connect the live chat. I don't know why it says that it's currently unavailable on YouTube. I don't know if they're doing some updates or something, but yeah, I don't have it. But anyway, I hope that we'll be able somehow to read your comments, to read your messages. And yeah, I hope that's gonna be the case. So I'm gonna just leave it like this in case I see something appearing. All right. Now I'm back with the game because I've been able finally to reach enough quests to complete and to do the second reset. So just going to show you overall my progress. This is gonna be episode 20, I think, on this 1.9 new game series. When I've taken you through this journey, starting from a new account, going all the way to Max Endless, and trying to explore a little bit of the changes on the game, on the latest update, and hopefully yeah, sharing some tips, strategies, something that you guys found helpful and useful. So we're currently at pretty much 28 hours and 16 minutes of in-game time, and yeah, I just need like 2 more quests, I think. Yeah, 2 more to have enough for the 20% and to do the reset. Remember, now 1.9, we just need 20% quests to reset. We don't need any more like it was in the past, 25%, which like you need around 60 quests more to reach that amount. And yeah, this is of course something that helps you to progress a little bit more quickly. And now in terms of research, I've got here lately some more upgrades, especially on the general research. You can see here I got a little bit more of green pepper bonus. I got level 17. My goal is maybe to get it like level 20, because like I've been really lacking green peppers, not really earning that many of them. And despite the fact that I know that green peppers are mostly earned through other means as you progress through the game, but I really wanted to have the extra boost, a little bit more green peppers, which seems to be quite useful. And so that's why I got like level 17 here. Then I got some research here, got a little bit more. Like most of these upgrades are level 9, because like the last upgrade is going to require a lot of Inferior. And yeah, it's the most rare and it's most it's like its lowest also to earn resource. You can see everything like is almost level 9 on the more important upgrades right here. Also lives here, level 9. And yeah, I've just got some general stats, you know, something that could be useful. Towers, I haven't really got anything. So everything is exactly as it was before, and the rest of the research I think is the same. So I haven't got anything in particular. Maybe just this loot rarity got level 2, so I got like an extra 10% loot rarity. This is gonna only cost like Scholar and these special 2 blueprints, I think special 1 blueprints. And you can see here that the previous upgrades only costed those 2 resources, so it's just that. And that's pretty much it. I haven't really upgraded the miners. I haven't upgraded their mining speed, abilities as well. Nothing really other than some of them like just be able to have 3. But that has been pretty much it. So I haven't got anything more. And yeah, so now I'm gonna do the last 2 quests that I need to do. And I think I'm gonna do them on 2.1 because it's like a pretty easy level. And then after that, I'm gonna show you what to do, you know, because this is a very important part of the game. Because after you do this, this is where you start changing your strategy. You don't care anymore about quests. Well, of course, you're gonna do the daily quest, but you're gonna change the star research and you're gonna start doing 6.3. So I hope I can show you all that in this particular live stream. Now here, let's look at the quests. Cannon. Yeah, this is bad. Like enemies killed by cannon, it's something very hard, very difficult, very long to do. Okay, by sniper, vector, money spent, towers to in 1 game. I think I might try to go for the 2nd and the 4th quest here, because these are the easiest ones. Because vector, I think just here, right? This is the highest vector source. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for that one. So let's go with the usual. I'm gonna use the usual strategy I've been using. No, wait, I messed up. Here, yeah. Something like that I've been using lately, and yeah, hopefully it's gonna be good. Okay, so just placing here a tower so enemies are forced to go on the bottom, because otherwise enemies are gonna just cut short and gonna reach the base much sooner. And these are gonna be my offensive towers. I don't think I'm gonna be placing anything more. Probably I'm gonna sell basic as the game progresses, and I'm gonna place another tower, but that's gonna bit. So first bounty. And yeah, this has been pretty much, other than some specific quests, this has been how I've been completing the quest and like doing quests mostly. Like basic, crusher, sniper, a combination of these three, with of course freezing being useful and just adding a bit more utility. And that's pretty much it. So let's place already the vector miner, right? So I start adding some double time. And I start earning some more vector because it's like mixed. I'm gonna be earning like a bit of scalar and then a bit of vector. So it's not gonna be only vector. So it might take a bit longer. So another bounty, here we go. So I said before, I will not care about this enemy skill by tower cannon, because otherwise that might require me to place only cannon or to like do a specific strat, which might not be good, because like cannon is not such a great tower, unfortunately, on this current update. And also the one for sniper is a little bit easier to do, but at the same time it requires you to like place more snipers, to upgrade them a little bit more, and considering this level has three type of enemies, and especially there are lots of waves of fast enemies. See here how many yellow waves there are, and that makes like snipers to really struggle a lot because they do only 25% damage to fast. So yeah, that's just it. All right, so I placed the last bounty here. You want to place them around when you have like 1000 coins left, something like that. Should be fine. All right, once I reach 2500 coins, that's the max efficiency bounty, so that means that they're giving me 50. For the moment, you know, considering the research, that's the maximum. So let's get these basic upgraded. Let's get also this crusher upgraded. Normally, like at this stage, I try to upgrade all of my towers a bit more, always trying to be above the efficiency. So not going below to still able to earn, you know, the maximum amount of coins. All right, and then I'm gonna get also this one level 2. All right, that should make it easier, faster. And this is money spent on towers, so I think I can just place, upgrade, sell, repeat, and that should be enough. So yeah, let's get also this one level 3. Let's go level 6. Normally I like to get these freezings like up to level 7, because in that way like the range is kind of nice. And at the same time I got the slow to be a little bit more than 32-33% depending on the level. And yeah, that feels nice. Okay, so vector quest is done. I have the money spent. I think with the money I have at the moment I can already do it, right? By placing, selling. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Remember, when you're doing this quest, like you don't care about reaching high scores, being able to survive super long. You don't care about that. You just want to complete quests as fast as possible, because in that way you can just keep going, no, with the progression, and you can just reset. So I got also 2 self researches from freezing and from basic, which is nice, and that should be now enough for a reset, right? Yeah, here we go. All right, perfect. Now remember, before resetting, I'm gonna just save here the game. And now let's get as many green peppers as possible, because I wanna again get as many prestige tickets as I can from the reset. So let's go for this one. Let's see, I can get level 5. Pretty sure I can get like 1 more level, hopefully, by just selling stuff that I don't need at the moment. For example, especially these blueprints. So let's go like 1000 here. Yeah, let's just leave around 150. Oops. 700 here. Yeah, and then like 350. Something like that. Let's see, 800,000. Is that enough? No, I need 40,000 more. 40,000. I have a lot of vector which I could sell in theory, but normally I don't like to sell resources because they can always be useful. Like you can craft them, right? You can craft into higher resources, which I might end up needing. So let's see, can I get green peppers through any other way? I mean, I could. Yeah, also I don't like to spend these special blueprints because I want to need them like to craft these ones, most likely. So that's why I don't like to do this process. This is something that you can do like later on. You can do it, but early on, I don't know. So let's just I need 40,000, right? So let's just split it between the three, like 15,000 this, 15,000 from each of the blueprints. So that is gonna be so that I have still some left on all of them. Yeah, that should be fine. And that's gonna be level 6. All right, here we go. So after having done this, let's reset. Yeah, well, level up is fine. So I'm gonna be getting 23 more tickets, see, than the normal 100. This is something that you want to do, so don't even lose time. All right, now that I've done that, I can reset. No, wait, I can sell a cast map, right? Will I need to sell a cast map? Let's see, 239 tickets. So I can definitely have that one. Yeah, this is not important, I think, on the lucky wheel. So unfortunately, I cannot even continue on because I don't have enough prestige tickets like to even get these bottom upgrades, and also with another of these special 4 blueprints. But it's fine, you know, even if I haven't unlocked yet Lubricacy Notoriety, but I have done everything that I need to in order to progress there. Of course, I'm gonna need like 2 more maps sold for more than 50 tickets. This is something that I'm gonna try to do now, maybe, so that I can hopefully get 1 more upgrade. Maybe this Notoriety would be nice. More than green pepper bonus. And yeah, now before doing that though, I want to reset my star research, because now remember, once you do quests twice, that's it. Like you don't care about doing quests like this much. It's not your main goal. So your main goal now is to do 6.3, to do the strategy as I'm going to show you, which is based on some tests that I've done, and hopefully that is going to be good enough. Now on 6.3 you don't need this web interval, which normally it's pretty useful because it's 4 seconds, but in 6.3 you don't need it. So you just go here for the coins per minute here. Actually, I'm gonna have to reset. Let me think, because I wanna like hopefully let me just do this. Let me just reload, because I don't wanna do like 2 times reset. I don't wanna like waste accelerators, right? So now that I've saved the game, right, I'm back to the beginning because I haven't reset quests here yet, right? Okay, so oh yeah, I still need to do everything. Oh, rip. So it was, how many was left? Like 100, right, of each time, of each type. So 750 here, around this number, and then 410. Yeah, my bad. I didn't save after I did this. And 6, alright. So let's reset. Let's save. Alright, here we go. So I've done all that process. And now actually before resetting start research, I could try to sell a cast map, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. So in that way I don't have to reset twice. Like I can then reset this, I can get back all these very juicy green papers, which I'm gonna need anyway to do to reset and to do all the branches. And yeah, so for the moment, even like I don't need to do this right now. You know, I could just wait, because at the moment I can't really continue. So making the quests more difficult already, it's not something that it's useful. But for the moment, let's just sell a cast map, right? Let's do that. I'm not gonna craft anything. Let's just go for this, whatever I have, and it's gonna be good enough. So placing the higher tiers, right? The ones that are worth more. Here, yeah, I don't have that many. 1. Remember, always only place the highest tiers, right? Don't place the other ones because their value it's much lower. I don't know if you can see the value here because I have normally the camera. Yeah, you can actually see the value, but like sometimes the camera is in front and you can see exactly what's going on. Yeah, barriers, of course, just place them down. Nice. Sources, yeah, of course. The ones are worth more. Here. Remember, you just need something to sell a custom map for more than 50 tickets. So you don't need something that is super expensive or like a super strong map filled with stuff. Whatever you have, it's gonna be good. All right, yeah, this should be worth a lot. Good. These ones, 225. Yeah, these are not that good, but it's the only thing I have, so I'm gonna go for it anyway. A bit more value. 19,000. Yeah, that should be fine. Because I still need to create the map down here for Crusher. Portals, 340%, remember, is your goal. Whatever closest you have to it. So if it's 350, 360, it should still be fine. It shouldn't be that difficult. Higher than that, it might be very difficult without a research. So I recommend to go lower, maybe 330, 320%. You're gonna need a higher score, but at the same time, it's gonna be, it should be doable, you know. And yeah, here we go. This is something that I've seen that you can see because like I'm covering the stats. I'm gonna just move the camera just for this moment so you guys can also see the stats. Right, that should be better now. And remember, when you're doing Crusher, you need like two main stats. You need either projectile speed or you need range. Those are the two main ones. If you also have damage, it's something good, but it's not your main goal. So this base, even though it disables research, this is the thing I'm looking for, but it doesn't have any of those stats. So I'm gonna just look for another base. And this one also, no. This one has range and projectile speed, but it's very low. So this could be a potential base. I'm gonna just keep it there for the moment. Let's see if I have a better one. Right, range, attack speed. Yeah, still 10%, which is very bad. 10% again. Yeah, it looks like all these bases are gonna only have 10%. They're not gonna have any more. So that's sad. These low tier bases do not have really better stats. Okay. Yeah, so let's go for this one, I guess. Range and projectile speed seems decent. And let's go for, yeah, let's try with range. Let's see how it goes. Let's place also a core, which is something that gives more value, right? Also music tile. You can place only one at a time. And yeah, that should be it. I could be placing more of these barriers. They're not really worth that much, but in case I see that I cannot reach the amount of tickets, I could do that. So let's save the map. All right, let's save the game. Remember, always be on endless. And let's try to play the map. Let's see about also the combination of enemies. You never need to actually check the enemies because normally it should be enough. Like whatever enemy type you have, unless you have a very bad configuration, it should be decent. All right, level 2, very good, very high damage. Yeah, you can see here, 4,000 reached. Nice. So I got the score needed. And this is actually 75 tickets, so that's perfect. I think I'm gonna just sell it. I don't wanna like lose more time in placing more stuff. I think it's enough. So that's another map. That should be now enough tickets so that I can get this and another one, right? Yeah. So let's go for loot rarity. All right. And now that I've done this, I don't have enough, of course, to sell another custom map because like I haven't really earned. So I can reset this. I can get back all these green papers. I can reset as well the star research. Right, let's just save now. And now I'm going to show you the star research, which in my opinion is the best one for 6.3. So as I said before, like on 6.3, you don't have wave intervals. So getting this one, these 6 stars for the 4 seconds wave is not needed. So just go for the top side here very important, coins per minute. This is one of the most important upgrades that you're gonna have. Then let me see here how it's connected, because another one very important is getting the mine speed. No, wait, is it important though? Now with the changes on 6.3, I don't even think it's needed. It might be needed overall, but I don't think it's needed. So even the enemy speed one is not needed, because it's not anymore FAK. So I have to think about like outside the box, not anymore like as the FAK 6.3 strategy, but now as the updated one. Definitely I'm gonna need like loot rarity and loot frequency, which is that right here. These are the two upgrades that I really need. So something else that is gonna be useful on 6.3 is of course like damage, range, anything that can help your towers overall. So I'm thinking. Abilities also shouldn't be needed. So now if I go on this top side, right, and I go on this side right here, rather than going for the bottom. 3, 2. Wait, I'm gonna just move the camera because now it should be back where it was. Should be range. Bonus power per level to level 10 is also pretty useful because it makes your tower stronger. Projectile count, it might not be that useful though, because like I'm not gonna use these towers. And yeah, let's actually go from the bottom. Let's go for this. Starting money, which is always useful. Green pepper bonus, which is always useful. Let's go for damage here. More attack speed, more damage. And green pepper bonus, yeah, this one. Here, 30%. Projectile speed and loot rarity. So that's one done. Now trying to go for the top side. I have this branch, or I could go to the left. Now definitely like towers upgrade price is always something useful that you're gonna unlock, so I'm gonna go for that route. Towers upgrade price discounted. One more modifier, mining speed could be useful, you know, overall. And let's go for loot frequency. All right, nice. So I got the upgrades that I really needed. Now it's all about like with the remaining stars, you're gonna get something that could be useful, you know, for 6.3. So these ones are not. The minus installation time, this could be, but I don't think so. The enemy speed as well is not needed. The mining speed is not needed. Even this 8% now. But I don't think it's needed. So also this mining speed is not needed. The HP is not needed. The bounty as well not needed. I have here though like damage and attack speed, which is very nice. Modifier experience. I mean, I can get this extra experience multiplier, right? It's always nice to have. After level 10, not that useful. Let's go for 3. This is going to be 6. It's going to be one more bounty. Yeah, let's go for this one. Power, more power, and then like attack speed and damage again. 39 stars remaining, and I think I might go for the top side here, right? The bonus support tower up to level 10. Let's see which path though to follow. So I can go for this side. So more experience modifiers, then attack speed, projectile count, range, and this. So it should be like 2, 5, 11, 14, and 20 stars. Or I could go for this other side, which could be giving me like wave interval, fire damage on fireball, density and bullet wall. Again, these two are not really that good, but they are less stars. So just 6, 8, 10, then 13 and 19. Actually, it's almost the same, just one less star. So I guess I'm gonna go for this one because it's gonna give me attack speed, which I think it's higher value. And considering the fact that multi-shot now is not that bad, you know, for quest completion it could be useful. So let's go for this branch instead. I have 19 stars remaining. So what could I earn here? I mean, I could go more attack speed here. Yeah, let's go for that one. 13. Max bounty, yeah, not needed. Bonus star at level 10. I mean, eventually it's something that's gonna be useful, so I'm gonna get it anyway, because eventually I'm gonna get there, you know. So 7 stars. 7 stars. Power here for the modifier. I don't know. So I could be getting 2 or 3. So 3 stars, and then 1. Or I could be doing something different, like 4, 2, and 1. But this one, like experience given, is it useful though? Even for cast maps, it could be useful, but like later on. Right now, for like 6.3, it's not really needed. So let's just go for 6.3 usefulness. Yeah, maybe just projectile speed, I guess. Projectile speed. And but then I can't get anything else. Like I would be getting HP and rotation speed, or like stun duration or stun chance, which I don't think are so good. I mean, I'm gonna go for this wave interval because like even for quest completion it's gonna be useful. And then this. Here we go. So using all the stars, that's gonna be it. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. I think that should be working well. So let's save now. And yeah, now for 6.3, remember, you want to play on the highest mode available that you have on Endless, depending on your research. So you can see here that I need 4 of these special 4 blueprints in order to get the next level, and it's always going to cost like green peppers and these special 4 blueprints, other than the last level, which requires like tons of bits as well. But for that, I should have this research ticket that I've been saving up for that particular upgrade. So that should be something I'm gonna keep unless like I get more of these tickets, and so I can try I can use them in other ways. I think that's gonna be my goal. And considering everything, all the changes on 6.3, I think the main is gonna be just focusing on coins per minute here, coin generation, and starting coins. I think these two are the most important like upgrades that you wanna focus on. Mining speed is not anymore needed unless like very late on Endless, which I don't think is gonna be important. So let's see, can I get these tickets somehow? So I could be getting 3 actually by spending 1.8 million green peppers. Yeah, that's quite expensive though. I don't know, it doesn't look good. Yeah, I'm gonna end up like having no green peppers at all. Like at this stage, I mean, I'm gonna just show you 6.3, right? Let's just go 6.3 because in that way you can understand what I'm doing. So at the moment, this is the highest difficulty I can. So I'm gonna be playing on this one, right? And now here is very simple what you do. You just sell this miner. In theory, you could even sell this one, right? And you can get the slowest one, which should be Infinite thing, right? The one with the slowest mining speed, yeah. And then you place a basic, I think it was, right? And as enemies are gonna start being produced, you're gonna be gaining the loot from them. And as soon as you see enemies like not dropping anymore the loot, you're gonna just quit. And yeah, that's it. Like you're gonna play, if you wanna keep track of the in-game time. Let's see if I have the loot icons. Yeah. So yeah, this is something that I remember. Yeah, here we go. See that I got 2. So that means that I'm pretty good set up in terms of loot. But I remember distinctively, like in terms of early game, you don't want to go above like 12 minutes or something like that. 11, 12 minutes. Again, 2 blueprints. See here, the loot is double. And of course, like very early on, as you can see here, I don't have any additional loot frequency other than the amount I got from the star research, right? That 20%. I've got some loot rarity overall. You can see the top side, star research, something on some prestige. Yeah, more coins per minute. Here we go. So you can see here, even if I'm not defeating enemies, I'm still earning some coins. Maybe it's just better go for the search modifier. So I got only one blueprint for that particular enemy. Here, let's see. Okay, I got 3 here. Nice. But I think like you play until the boss kind of like gets in range of the tower, and I think that's when you end it. I don't remember exactly the tests that I did, because like the tests I did them with higher levels of already loot frequency, like loot frequency like level 10, I think it was, or around like level 10. So like enemies were dropping more loot like more consistently. Even like this, I think it should be fine. Okay, just one blueprint, one loot door. So yeah, what you're doing here is by defeating enemies like consistently. Let's go enemy speed. Is that needed though? Yeah, I got 3 loot right there. You are making the rarity of the loot to stack because of the fact that you are getting it from the enemies. And so loot in theory should be like slowly become better, higher tier. But yeah, it's not really that much. So I got actually here 2 bid this. Okay, I got a legendary one. Unfortunately, it was bid this. It's always better if it's not bid this, because it means that it might be something more useful for cast maps. As I've said many other times, you don't need like bid this early on. You care about other stuff. So here I upgraded my basic like maximum level. Of course, it's not gonna be enough to kill the boss. So let's go for last here. So that I target the enemies. It's gonna be like 13 minutes, 15 game. So maybe I can play a bit longer here. Because enemies are still dropping loot, like, and I see like 2 loots being dropped at the same time. Sometimes it's gonna only be 1, but most of the times it's gonna be 2. So I guess that's still good enough. And as the game progresses, like then you wanna start making enemies to spawn more frequently. So in that way, you get the like you start killing more enemies, so the chance of getting loot gets higher. So it's actually getting it now. I mean, it's gonna be very little, but should be good. What can I get here? I mean, in theory, nothing. Let's just go for this one. I just want loot there. So I think I might be close to resetting. Especially like if I don't see any loot being dropped in like 6-7 enemies, I'm gonna just stop the game, because I think that's when like the loot starts to be consumed kind of. And so even if you play this slowly, you're not gonna be really earning that much more. So 19, this is, yeah, almost 20. So this last enemy, all right, and that's gonna be it, I think. 1955. Yeah, I've got 3 rare drops, which are not that bad, you know, considering everything. And it's 5 minutes duration. I think this could be pretty good in terms of the approach. And yeah, of course, the chance is gonna be different like every time. Now I want to see what happens if I go for this, right? I want to keep the Scalar Miner because it's gonna start producing enemies right from the get-go, and it's gonna have a slightly higher production. You can see here's 10 per minute compared to the 4.5, right? So let's see if I do this, what happens with the loot, you know? Now remember that like if you produce too many enemies at once, like you're gonna start collecting the loot, but because it's so much time has spent as passed on, your loot is gonna be very low quality. You can see you only, yeah, I got only like basic level, you know, the green stuff. So very common loot. But let's see, you know, I just want to see different strategies because I remember that I tested both with Crusher and with Basic, and I think Crusher was slightly better for the same reason that it allowed the enemies to push a bit more forward before it started like killing them, kind of. And also has higher stats than Basic, so you need like less upgrades. You don't need to really upgrade it that much. So yeah, let's see. It's just a chance, of course. Remember, loot is just chance. But I'm just curious to see what's gonna happen. Yeah, let's still go for this. Okay, I got one rare, very rare, a loot there. I'm just counting the enemies to see how, like between how many enemies I get the loot. Yeah, it's every like 5 enemies, around 5, because it's like I got one loot and it's 2, 3, 4, and this one has the loot, right? Because it's like highlighted. Yeah, so it's every 5 enemies that I get the loot dropped, or around 5 enemies. Yeah, here is no enemies. Okay, this is another one. Just green peppers. Yeah, I think in this way, like, I'm killing way more enemies, right? I've killed like 90 enemies so far, and I think that's too much, like in a very short amount of time. So because of the increased mining speed, of course, I'm killing more enemies, and so I think that the loot is actually worse. Yeah, I think it is much worse, right? Yeah, because I got no loot. So yeah, lots of enemies pass through and they have no loot. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, I think this is definitely worse. Like, I don't need to really like reason that much. I think it's obvious that it's less loot. With by spawning enemies too quickly. Okay, I got beat this again. That's unfortunate. Whenever you get like a legendary drop, it's better if it's not with this. But so far, only like 2 very rare, right? Before I got 3. Okay, I got 3 again. 1, 2, and 3, and beat this. But I don't know, it looks like, compared to before, that I was spawning way less enemies. It looks like it's, I'm earning less, even less low quality loot, you know? Like, that loot appears less often. That's the feeling I have. But let's just keep playing until 20 minutes, alright? I'm gonna then go into the statistics and I'm gonna compare actually the loot earned from the previous game into this game. Of course, the only difference is the tower used and the miner used. But I don't really think the tower really makes that difference. Like, if I were to place here a basic, it would have been the same. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, maybe 20 minutes might be too much, maybe? I don't know. Like, it's gonna be 5 minutes in game. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, after the coins per minute, I don't really know what to spend resources on. So before, they also upgraded the miner level 1 at like 16 minutes, something like that. And I've also got this one. And I got my crusher now with the level 10 with the chance of disorienting the enemies. So enemies walking backwards. And here we go. So that's 20 minutes. So again, I got... yeah, let's just compare. Let's see. Statistics, earnings. So this was the first run on 6.3, right? With basic and with inferior miner. And this was the second one with crusher and with scholar, though. With a scholar right from the beginning. So in terms of green peppers, this one has definitely given me more, the second run. because of just the increased amount of enemies. You can see here also the amount of scatter. See, here it was 90, so it was 90 enemies being produced. This was 202, so it was way more scatter, way more enemies, and so way more green peppers. But I'm really looking here at the amount of resources. You can see here that, yes, I got beat this again, both cases, 1 chance. I got 3 very rare stuff, which again was lucky because I got the chests. But then, like in terms of very rare loot, I got a lot more in the first run. See here, like how much more diverse I got. Here I got only 4 different types of drops, kind of. Here I got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And even the common drops were much... Wait, maybe they were the same, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, excluding resources. Here it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, was still the same. So, like all being considered, I think... even though it might be giving me less green peppers, I think it's better if you spawn less enemies. I think it was the same kind of reaction I've got before, right? That it's better to really go slow. And well, in this case, I don't really have the coins to get my crusher. And also because you have more time, because there is a time of installation. So this is all time that the timer ticks and you're not killing any enemies. So it's like maybe time that you are storing some loot, and that then loot rarity, as you start defeating enemies, loot rarity increases. Now, for those of you wondering why is it the case, so why is it that now it's better, in a sense, to spawn enemies right from the beginning, is because of how loot works. Now, specifically on 6.3, right? I'm talking about this particular level. Let's just change to Crusher. And so in that way, I can just leave it level 1, level 0. I don't have to upgrade it. So specifically, the fact is that on 6.3, like if you compare the FAK strategy, right? Before, what happens is that we solve both miners. We let the timer running. And what happened before is that because of this timer that is running, you are storing loot. So potentially the store that the game should give you, because of the stats that you have, because you're not killing any enemies, it's like getting stored. It's getting like scales up. It's adding up between itself. And but because the timer is still kicking, also the rarity of the loot is increasing, because the game gives you, like, the more you can play in a single level, right? The longer you play, the more rare the loot becomes. So you have higher chances of having better drops if you play for a longer time. And so if you combine these two things to the unique thing on 6.3, that the fact that you can here like control the enemies, and you can decide when they're spawned. So you can decide when you're getting the loot, because if you don't have any miners, enemies are simply not being produced, because the portal doesn't spawn any enemies, right? And so using this method, we could play until the very end, like almost until the boss was leaking and reaching your base. And that's when you placed the miner, you upgrade it as much as possible, and you destroy all the enemies quickly from it, having all the loot stored, plus all the loot being very rare, or as rare as possible, of course considering your research. And this was the way that allowed players, if you look at my past gameplay, you're gonna probably see that. And this allowed the people to really get the loot, and to have it as good as possible, and so forth. Now, unfortunately, now in 1.9, what happens is that if in this level you're not killing any enemies actively every certain period of time, I think it's like 70 seconds, 75 seconds, the loot rarity and the loot storage is kind of stopped. So you're not accumulating, you're not increasing your rarity nor the amount of loot that you're earning, because the game registers, well, you're not actually killing any enemies, and so we're not giving you that extra rarity that you should be earning. And well, that means that now, of course, if the FAK strategy doesn't work anymore, because if you just don't let any enemy spawn and you you just place the miner at the very end before, when the boss is about to leak. Even though you place the miner, you're playing that much, it's gonna just give you a little bit of loot and then that's it. It's not gonna really give you as much as it gave before, and especially the rarity was much lower. And then by doing some tests in the level, players have seen that in order to bypass this problem, so in order to still make loot to become more rare over time, the way to do it is very simply to let your towers kill enemies at a fixed amount of time. And because you're killing enemies, right, your loot rarity is stacking up. But because you're killing so little of them, so few of them, because you're letting really the miner to mine as low as possible, that means that your loot is still stacking almost, and it's still becoming more rare, while you're not really losing any of it because of the fact that you're not killing any enemies. So killing the enemies at a fixed rate is better, and that's why, as I've been showing you here, the updated 6.3 strategy after you complete the second quest reset is actually this. You place Infer Miner, with no research, nothing additional, and you just play by killing enemies right from the beginning. You play until a certain amount of time, which can be different. 5 minutes, maybe you can play a bit more. It's the same, in my opinion. Like playing for longer ends up like enemies start not dropping any more loot, so you start like getting a little bit of loot every now and then, but very rarely, and so you end up like wasting kind of time. And then you reset, right? You finish the game and then you reset, and you continue like that. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that with this series I can just test it as well, and I can just see what's gonna be working best, So I'm very curious to see, okay, is it worth, for example, like upgrading the miner? As soon as you have enough coins to upgrade it, Is it worth? Are you getting more loot? Are you getting better loot? So these are all things that, of course, I'm gonna be trying out as I will be playing. And yeah, so of course, if you guys discover something, if you see something cool, or if you try something and you find something interesting or worth mentioning, of course, just let me know. So in that way, I can do my own tests as well and see if that's actually pretty worth. So I got my Crusher. I think Crusher is much better. And yeah, nice triple loot. So yeah, let's try to change it now. I'm gonna, in order to also gain a bit more green peppers, I'm gonna do that like as soon as I can enough coins to get the mine upgraded. I'm gonna do it. This is gonna speed up the enemies production, but it's also gonna be making me gain more resources, more green peppers. And yeah, let's see if that's helpful somehow. There we go. Level 1. Even for Crusher, I don't even think you need the second ability, because the fact I see that it's always just one enemy being spawned and being killed per time. So I guess I can go for the first ability. The first one that I unlock with Crusher can be the first one, because it's more damage. Or even going for the third, because in that way it's more experience and I can get to level 10 faster. Maybe also that one. Oh nice, I got epic. I got an epic blueprint. This is super good. So remember, in this process of getting loot and start farming 6.3 in this particular method, your main goal is to earn like blueprints, right? You don't care about business, you don't care about like resources or up maxing your towers or getting tons of research. You don't care about that. You just care about loot, because you want to start consistently getting the loot necessary for crafting the platforms, selling cash maps, and gaining prestige tickets, because that's how you increase loot frequency, right? And that's how you progress through the game. Unfortunately, because of the changes now, it's much harder, right, to progress through, or at least I'm gonna test. I'm gonna see if I can find some alternatives to this, but even like gaining prestige tickets now, it's harder, and I feel like it's not as easy as before, especially because of the fact that custom maps are like the items needed for custom maps are not gonna be so easy to find. Here we go. I got enough coins to get the miner level 2, so I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I've been kind of lucky. Every single gameplay I've been able to earn one legendary drop, but it has always been a bit this, so that's unfortunate, but yeah. So now the drop is 6.75 the speed. You can see it's still lower than the level 0 Scalar miner. Then maybe actually it could be for experience, right? I could be gaining for this. As I said before, instead of sheer damage, you can see that the enemies, because I'm spawning so little of them, they still have very low HP. And that's also something else why this level is so good compared to other levels, because you can increase your endless mode difficulty up to the maximum, and you can make the boss, the port difficulty, to be super high. But the miners are still gonna spawn the enemies starting from very low HP, and then as you kill them, so as you kill more and more, as you spawn more from the miner, that's when enemies are gonna start earning more and more HP. But at the beginning, enemies are always gonna be super weak. You can see here my crusher is like almost one-shotting them. You cannot even see them being damaged inside. Like you just see them for half a second, maybe less, and boom, that's it. Enemies are gone. So, and you know, this is a level 0 crusher. Of course, I have some research on it, but it's very low level. And yeah, the base damage of crusher is super good. All right, and I think that's it. Minus level 2. Got my crusher going, and it's gonna be like 20 minutes now. So let's see. Okay, no loot being no loot enemy. All right, so let's see. And this last run, well, other than the luck, remember loot is just luck, a luck factor. So sometimes you're gonna be earning better loot, better quality. Sometimes it's gonna be lower. It just depends, you know. So I've always been able to earn like one purple chest each time. I don't know why, but yeah, here I got even more of the rare stuff, 4 different things, 4 blueprints actually. That's pretty nice. And because I upgraded the miner more, you can see compared to before, I got more Scalar. Of course, I defeated more enemies and ended up getting also more green peppers. In terms of loot, it seems that, like if I just add, let's see, 2 plus 10 is 12, right? 12, 22, 24, 26, 28 total loot, common. If I go here, it's gonna be 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 6 is 15, 17, 20, 24, 26, 28, yeah, it's the same. So loot, it doesn't seem that it changes by upgrading. Of course, I cannot compare just 2 games. I should be comparing like at least 10 games for one another to see if there is actually a difference. But at least it looks like it's not that different. Here, for example, I ended up earning lots of rare loot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Here instead, I only got like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I got both times some keys. I got both times these special blueprints. 1 resource. Here, but here I didn't earn any resources. And here I got like 1, 2, and 3 platforms. Here I got 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms. Here I got also music tiles, and I got bases. Here I didn't got any base. So yeah, just random. You can see that even the drops are going to be different. But the only thing that's been consistent is the purple chest. And then the business, the fact that every single game, if you see here, like in my earnings, every single game I've been earning 1 drop of business. 1, 2, 3, 4, and every time also 1 chest, as I said before. It's just interesting. So what is better? So definitely going for lower speed is better, right? This was the Scalar miner, and it was just bad. But between like going for more upgrades or less upgrades, I mean, I think it depends on chance. I don't think it really matters that much. So yeah, I might rather just keep earning a bit more green peppers each time that I do the game, you know, a little bit more scholar as well. So now let me see. I got these 4 chests, so let's open all of them. Good. Yes, chests are very useful because chests are going to give you lots of resources. Sometimes also it's going to be green peppers, platforms, you know, teleports, all things that can be useful for cast maps. So that's why you're gonna getting them. All right, these are also things for cast maps, and also some more chests right here. Can I get something useful here? 300,000 green peppers for 4 epic chests. Yeah, why not? It looks a pretty good offer. Okay, I got 1,000 Infer, which is nice. I got 2 legendary drops and 1 legendary platform, and then some resources. Yeah. Now the cool thing as well is that if I'm not mistaken, once you earn too many of the lower tiers, like for example this, you want to clear them up. You want to sell them. See, these lower tier bases, like sorry, portals, I'm stacking them too much, so I might just sell them. I'm gonna go until 270. Yeah, here we go. Selling all of this. No, 400. No, 55, 55, 50, 50. Yeah, selling all of this. And I'm gonna be selling them for not green peppers, but for prestige, right? Because I get the prestige dust from it. And this is very important because like you wanna have your inventory that can be free, right? You can see that there is a cap that is free, so that can keep earning resources that are good, that are better. You know, especially also talking about like bases. So in particular case of bases, music talents as well. Yeah, just maybe 1. But for bases, you're gonna sell all of the ones that are just common. You're gonna sell them, right? Maybe the red ones, I might have to resort to one of these bases, you know, that disables research, as I'm gonna be selling cast maps, you know, later on. That has some very good stats, so maybe I'm gonna keep them. But other than that, let's just empty that. And you just remember to do this process every now and then. And then the dust, remember, you can always craft it into tickets. See here? So I could be getting 23 more tickets just from the dust. And remember, those are items that you're never gonna actually place on a cast map. You're not gonna use, so they're just keeping your storage full, and you're not gonna be getting anything worth from them. So it's always worth to sell them for prestige dust, remember, and then to craft. I only got here level 3, right? The crafting price cost, and I think I'm gonna leave it there because I really need these blueprints to get more endless mode difficulty. So I really need these ones. Can I craft them? Let's see. I have 14, so I could craft 3, right? Yeah. So let's do that. 1 more. If I craft these ones into these ones, so I just need 2, right? No, wait. Like this. So just 2 more. Yeah. And then 1. Alright. And let's keep going for this. This is the most important upgrade, because every time that you increase the difficulty of the portal on 6.3, enemies and the loot is going to become better. Every time. So that's why you're going to keep consistently doing this. And even though you might lose some resources, you know, because in the crafting process, you always end up losing some resources, but yeah, it's the only way to earn these blueprints, like other than the market, where sometimes you might have good offers, but most of the times it's gonna be through crafting that you're gonna be earning them, you know. So so yeah, so let's also do this, why not? And how many tickets I have here? 37, so I still am away very far from getting the 150. because I'm gonna need this one to get this one, right? I can't get this one directly. Yeah, so it's gonna be 150, then it's gonna be 200. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot, but yeah, let's keep going. And I think this is the most important thing that you can do. Like, unfortunately, there isn't a way around this. And so yeah, you know, I know it sounds kind of boring, repetitive, but if you want to consistently start getting selling custom maps, getting the loot, and progressing through prestige, this is the most efficient method. Again, considering the unique mechanics on 6.3, the fact that your portal becoming higher difficulty also means that enemies are going to be giving you more loot, but enemies themselves do not become stronger. They're always going to be start by being very weak, and so you can really exploit that to your advantage. There we go, Crusher. And yeah. So unfortunately here, as I said before, my live stream is the chat is disabled. I don't know why, sorry guys for that. I tried to explore it a bit more before I started the stream, why it wasn't available. Maybe something on YouTube, but yeah, I haven't been able to see why. So I'm sorry if you maybe are typing, or if you like to ask things that I cannot even read the comments and I cannot even answer. No, sorry for that. So yeah, let's go here for the previous strategy. I think it's gonna be the best ones, you know. A little bit more green peppers, a bit more scalar. Loot doesn't seem to be becoming that worse. So yeah, it's all for gain. And in terms of general stats, as I said before, like coins per minute, normally it's something good, because as you are getting, as you're waiting, you're not really killing that many enemies, you're not really gaining that many coins. But in being able to generate them passively, that's why I'm also going for the core, right? You can upgrade more your towers, you can upgrade more your manors, and yeah, so that's the idea behind also getting the upgrade of starting coins. So by having more starting coins, you might be able to place the manor, place a tower right away. For example, here Crusher, I can't place it right away because I don't have enough. No, wait. Actually, going for experience first. As I said before, I think it's better. Like, I didn't have enough coins, right, to place Crusher right away by placing the Infinitode. And but then as I'm gonna be getting more upgrades on that particular research, so having more coins to start, I will eventually be able to. So that's the idea behind. But even then, like, I don't really think it's that important, like at least as it was before, to really have a lot of research. So that's something good, you know, because before, like, really, before 1.9, if you look at my past series, it was very important, like upgrading your infinite mining speed, your modifier mining speed. That was the top priority, because the more you had that, the later you could place a miner, right, when the boss was around here, close to your base, and so you could wait more, and so you could get the loot to become even more rare, so to be able to get even better rewards. But this is something that, because the changes now, it's not anymore possible to do. And so mining speed is not anymore important. Modifier mining speed is not important. At least on this particular strategy, right? 6.3. Of course, in quests or in custom maps, farming, in any other scenario, it might be a lot more important. So here, unfortunately, I forgot to upgrade the miner. My bad. So I just got it upgraded now. Alright, here we go. See, every time is one more enemy having been killed. Now, I still don't get how exactly the enemy configuration is. I don't know if it's like amount of enemies and then the enemy type changes, or if it's related to the resources earned or through the timing, how many resources you're earning, like in a second or in a minute. I don't really know. Like, it's something that I still haven't explained. because sometimes you're gonna have only one armor being spawned, sometimes you're gonna have two, sometimes you're gonna have like 2 toxics, one, just weird. You can see here only the regulars. Then you will have some toxics being spawned. Well, maybe not, because I'm already approaching the 5-minute mark. Okay, that's the loot, so that's the last enemy I'm gonna be destroying. Here we go. I got another nice epic platform. I got another chest. So yeah. Wait, what? Did I got more green peppers now? No. Because of the I got one more level on endless mode difficulty. So of course, if you compare the last 2 games, which was this one, right? Even though the amount of scholar was the same, 109, 105, even less scholar, because I forgot to upgrade the miner soon enough. But you can see the green peppers earn 4.51, now it's 5.9. That was only because of the extra 50% difficulty on endless that I got. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this and keep upgrading on this mode difficulty. And yeah, so that is gonna be it. So let's do 6.3, maybe 2 more times, right, for this stream. Yeah, because I don't have enough coins. I'm very tempted here at maybe using already my research ticket to get 1 more level. No, I'm very tempted at doing so. Because like it's very likely, I'm not 100% sure, but of course it's very likely that I might gain another research ticket before I actually can get to the stage where I have the very last level on endless mode difficulty they need to get, and I'm going to use the research ticket there, you know. I'm almost like 100% certain that I will be able to earn 1 more research ticket, at least 1 more, before I get to that part of the game. Because like normally when you max out endless mode difficulty, you have unlocked already loot frequency and loot rarity, right, on the prestige tree. And so you have sold already a lot more cast maps. You have got more things done. So I think it might be worth, you know, because the sooner I can get the upgrades, the sooner I can start earning more loot, because of the fact I'm playing on higher endless difficulty, right? So yeah, I will think about it. I will think about it and see if it's actually worth, but I think it will be. So I just want to be using whatever tickets I will be earning, I want to be using them on endless mode difficulty. I think that's going to be the goal. You cannot use anymore the research tickets on prestige. That's something that has been patched even before 1.9. And in terms of towers, like other research where you might want to spend research tickets on is like Crusher, the capacity, so being able to hold more enemies inside. That's a very expensive upgrade, which using research tickets on, it's normally useful. And some other abilities for some other towers as well, which might be very expensive, which might become very expensive, or on the upgrades such as, you know, coins per minute, starting coins, when they start becoming very expensive. But other than that, I don't think right now like research tickets are much needed. Like before, of course, it was inferior mining speed and modifier mining speed. Those 2 upgrades were very important. Like if you could get research tickets that you could spend, you could get more upgrades on. It was of course very important. But now that because of these changes on 6.3, you don't need that. I might just spend the research tickets on endless mode difficulty until I max it out. So yeah, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, and the more I think it's a good idea. So like higher endless difficulty, there is more loot, and also loot is more rare. Like it's both things, right? Not just loot frequency, but also loot rarity. Yeah, I might go for that. The lucky wheel is still pretty far from the moment. The lucky wheel also has been kind of reworked. Now if you wanna manipulate the wheel and you reload your last game file, you're gonna always need to wait like a 45-second time period. And yeah, so that's the only thing. I don't know if the manipulation has been kind of reworked a little bit more as well, so maybe now it's less easy to do. But the manipulating the wheel was, and actually is, something very important, because in that way you can guarantee pretty much that you're using as little accelerator as possible, and at the same time getting as many research tickets as possible, because your goal with Lucky Wheel is earning research tickets. That's your main goal. All the other wheels, you want to just skip them, it's not really important. But yeah, I don't know if now even that manipulation has been kind of reworked, and so it might not work anymore, or maybe it's different. Definitely the time penalty is is gonna make lots of players to just not do it, or at least maybe not do it that much. They might do it a couple times and that's it. So let's see if I'm gonna be dropping some loot here. No. Okay. No enemies with loot, so I'm gonna just end the game. Around 20-minute mark, you can see it's always like 5 minutes. So I got another epic loot. Nice. Another chest. So that's interesting. Like, I think that there might be some pattern, because like it's not really possible that every time that I've been doing 6.3, I've been always earn a purple chest, like every single time. One, because here even the previous games, here one, another, even from the first one that I got. So there might be something behind this chance of getting the chests. I always recommend to always like play a couple times to like add up some of the chests, the keys, that's things that you got, and then you open them all at once. So as I said before, I'm going to use this research ticket right now. Yeah, I don't think it's useful in keeping it. And yeah, here we go. I got 300% now. So let's save. And let's check the lucky wheel. How many tickets I got? I think I got 2, right? Yeah, I got 2. So open. Yeah, this is bad because it has no research tickets. You see this one? Also, no tickets. Of course, the first time is going to be free, so always run it. But no research tickets means that it's something that you don't want to even try accelerators on. Don't try to earn like chests or like beat the stuff like that. You don't care about that. You only care about research tickets. Every time that you roll a wheel that doesn't have research tickets on, just move to the other one. So here in this case, I didn't got any, so I'm gonna just reload. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure that if you play inside the level more than a certain amount of time, exactly as these bonuses are gonna change, right? These level bonuses, exactly the same happens on the wheel. Like the wheel changes. I think I read something about that. I'm not entirely sure, so don't judge me on it. But you can see here that this is the time penalty. See, because I've reloaded the game, I think it's like 45 seconds where you can't even access it. See, so you can run it. So you can close it. The time is still gonna tick even if you close it up. But yeah, that's just the how it works. So you just reload, of course, and should have the 2 tickets back. Yeah. And yeah, let's go on 6.3 now that I got a little bit more endless mode difficulty, right? That should be very nice indeed. 840 now, portal. And yeah, that's just it, guys. As I said before, sorry that the chat is not available, so I cannot interact with you a little bit more. But make sure that if you are watching this video afterwards, if you have any questions, just comment, and hopefully the next ones I will be able to see more comments and to interact a bit more. Yeah, so now 300% difficulty is already pretty decent. I think that was like on my last series. I think it was exactly the amount of endless difficulty that I had before when I started like farming 6.3. I think it was around that 300%, like 250, 300%. So a couple levels in. Alright, now I'm thinking about, is it needed though to place Crusher? Because if I don't place Crusher, I have a lot more coins and I could upgrade these Infinite Miners sooner. So yeah, I'm thinking about it, you know. Is it really necessary to go Crusher like this early? Or could I just leave my basic tower to just kill the enemies, get the miner upgraded, and then after that I can like sell basic and I can get my Crusher, you know? I don't know. For the moment, this seems to be nice. I think like 20 minutes in-game time, which are around like 5 minutes in real time. It looks pretty decent, you know, in terms of loot earned, in terms of time spent. I'm not sure if playing for longer is actually good. I'm gonna try it off stream, of course, like a full run. For a full run, remember, you just need to have these two platforms occupied, and then also this one and this one. So in that way, the boss, the path, so the amount of tiles that the boss has to go through until he reaches your base is the longest possible, right? Oh, I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 from that enemy. That was nice. So you can see here, once you start getting more endless mode difficulty, some cool things start to happen. Yeah, that's very good. Wow, 2. I got 2 now. I think 2 epic loot. Very nice. Yep. Something else that I think it might not be worth doing though is getting the modifier, right? The mining speed modifier. Maybe later on, you know, maybe after like 16 minutes, for the last 4 minutes of gameplay, you might try to go for a modifier. I'm gonna of course test it by myself. But I think early on it's very good if you spawn very little enemies, you let your loot to become a little more rare, and then as the loot becomes more rare, that's when you start spawning more enemies, and you collect kind of the loot a little bit faster. But I wouldn't say it's something that's going to be so useful to do very early. So like getting a modifier right from the get-go, I don't think it's needed. Also, something else that is a strategy that I tested, I did some videos about it as well, is the placing using how it's called, overload, right? The ability. As you get the ability in the game, you use overload, so you make enemies tougher, but you what happens is that like they get more HP, but you increase, right, the speed. The mining speed is increased a little bit, and I saw that like in some interactions it was actually making me earn a bit more loot. So I remember about that. So yeah, as I said before, like it's important if you try to do the same strategy, but you want to keep like playing as long as possible, so you only do one run, but you let the boss reach your base. It's very important that you place a tower, the cheapest one that you have. Like for example, you can place even a modifier. See, modifier costs 25 coins, is the cheapest one. And of course, the cheapest tower in the game is actually anti-air. Once you have full research on it, it's gonna cost 21 coins, which again is cheaper even than balance, the balance modifier. But if you are not at that point, getting the modifier is enough, both of these sides. So in that way, the boss is gonna have to go to the left side, and it's gonna have to go through more tiles. Oh, oops, I forgot here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 epic blueprint. Yeah, nice. Now 8.2 thousand green peppers as well. Yeah, I think the decision of spending the research tickets on endless mode difficulty is actually a very good choice. Now, as I said before, I'm gonna try something different now. I'm gonna try to keep my basic and to actually get my infra upgraded earlier. right? So I don't have the losing, like selling, losing the cash. And then placing Crusher, that's quite expensive. It costs like 190. Yeah, because of the research I have, 190. And let's see if I can get this mine upgraded sooner. I want to see if there is like a significant difference somehow. I don't really think there will be, because like the increase in speed is very minor. Like, it might help a little bit more in terms of green peppers, but for loot, I think it's gonna be the same. So here we go. That's level 1, and yeah. Actually, basic is very bad against armored. So that's why I was thinking about like toxics. Sorry, about Crusher being better. Yeah, let's just do it right now. Okay. Yeah, I think considering everything together, like I have just 20% more loot frequency, right? That's the only thing I got from Star Research. I got a little bit more loot rarity, but I think it's around like probably 40%, 45%. But I'm pretty happy, you know, considering everything. Pretty happy about the fact that, you know, most enemies are gonna drop the 3 loot together, which is something that means that your loot is kind of being stored up. So I like that. 2 as well, 2 or 3. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing some tests, as I said before, by myself, trying to play the game until the very end, comparing with shorter runs, especially comparing the time, because when if you let the boss reaches your base, and if you just get all the platforms, you know, occupied, so the path is as long as possible. I don't have though the enemy speed reduction, the movement speed, which is from the Star Research, so that's also something true. If I would like to go for the longest kind of gameplay, I would need that from the Star Research. But even without, you know, I can try anyway. Oh, oops, I forgot to get level 2. Even without it, I think I can try and see what happens. Comparing the time, like playing until 20 minutes in game, compared to, I don't know, playing until 55, right? It should be around 55. If you just let the boss run out entirely. So it's almost 3 times more time, longer, and then to compare the results. If the loot is consistently better, so like doing once the full run like this, you know, just keeping the enemy spawning at a fixed rate. If eventually the overall loot is better than if I do 3 times the shorter strategies, then yeah, playing it until the very end is gonna become the best to do. So yeah, that's it. All right. Yeah. Again, I got lucky and I got a beat dust drop. Unfortunately, so far, no legendary drops other than beat this. But yeah, I've got. I started gaining like consistently, even epic drops. So I'm pretty happy about that. And again, it seems that every time you get 1 purple chest from every single run. I don't know why, but it looks the case. Looks to be the case. So let me just see if I place a modifier. How much does it go to? 911. So from 675 to 911. Okay. Just wanted to see the difference with the mining speed modifier. Alright, I got 2 epic blueprints. And again, a chest. Yeah, 7.8 thousand green papers, which... Wait a second. Is it lower? Yeah, it's slightly lower. Oh yeah, because it's also green peppers. I remember, it can also be from loot. You can have drops of green peppers. So this might explain the slight difference between the 2 strategies. Even though, you know, in this last one I actually upgraded the miner sooner, so I should have earned more. Yeah, it was 113 as well, so it was 2 resources more as well. But yeah, I think it might explain the slight differences. Alright, that's it. I think I'm gonna just end the stream. This is once again a very repetitive process. It's gonna be a little bit slow. But yeah, as I said many other times, it is the best thing to do if you want to progress on prestige right here, right? Cast map, selling, loot frequency, right? These 2 are the most important upgrades in the game. If you want to consistently, you know, get the resources needed to then eventually max out everything. So this upgrade actually requires... I want to see if I can get my crusher placed right away, right? Did they save the game? No, let me just save. I also saw a very interesting offer, this one here, for 18 accelerators, 3 orange chests, which I think it's a very good offer. So let's get that one. Okay, no legendary unfortunately, but yeah, pretty decent amount of resources as well, and items. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 125 Infier. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is that enough? I want to just check if it's enough. These 40 more coins to place this, and yeah, it's actually 5 coins more. And I'm pretty sure that I don't even need to get the search modifier down here for Crusher. So yeah, maybe this is gonna be better. So in that way, I can get from the get-go, you know, my Infier Crusher. I don't need to sell anything, and I can just leave it like that. I think it might be good like this. Also because like even if enemies sneak forward, they're gonna still be in range of Crusher, because they're gonna try to do this and then continue into the base, right? So yeah, I could even leave it open on purpose so that I can avoid, you know, spend these 50 coins, and again I can get this miner upgrade a little bit sooner. So yeah, just I'm gonna test different things, you know, see also what's comfortable, so in that way it's easy to replicate, it's easy to do. Definitely you're gonna have to be behind the early part of the game, because well, you're gonna need these upgrades, right? More coins, which again I'm not 100% sure you even need these extra coins per minute, right? Like maybe just the first upgrades and then that's it. Even if you don't get the 3rd upgrade, and even if you don't upgrade the Infinite Miner, you might still be able to collect exactly the same amount of loot. You might be getting less green peppers though, because of course less resources, less enemies killed, less score, so less green peppers. But yeah, you know, if you don't have the time to stick at the computer, you can just set it up, boom boom, and then you do something else until the fixed time. Or I'm gonna try it myself, you know, as I said before, I'm gonna try to see what happens if I try to play for the longest. Oh yeah, it's true that if I play for longest though, I'm gonna need coins. So if I place a Crusher right away, I might not have enough coins to then place something in these platforms and even in the middle platform. So yeah, that's actually not good. Yeah, it's not good getting the extra coins. So I'm gonna just reload the last save time. yeah, sorry for that, guys, but I just realized that all those resources that I spent getting the extra coins wouldn't really be useful if I want to play for longest. So, like, if I want to do this, right, 155 coins I have, so I definitely need basic here to be able to kill the enemies. Then here I'm gonna go for balance. Here, oh, I don't have anything. Yeah, actually I'm gonna need one more balance modifier, because otherwise I can barely make it, because it's gonna be 35 plus 50, that's 85 coins, and I'm gonna have these 4 platforms done. But I need one more balance. Where is it? Here, right? There we go. 2. Nice. That should be enough. Yeah, let's actually do the last thing of the game that I'm gonna do today. Is gonna be oh no, it's not gonna be enough, because the oh yeah, it's enough. I don't know why. I panicked. Okay. So last thing I'm gonna do for the stream is I'm gonna actually try to just play the game until the very end. As I said before, I don't have the extra 2% enemies speed reduction, so the boss will not be slowed by that extra 2%, and also I will not have it from the star research. Maybe I can get it now, right? Considering all, I can avoid getting these coins per minute, and I can just go for the enemy speed reduction. So yeah, let's try it now live. I have still some time, so it should be around like 15 minutes in game time, a little bit less than 15 minutes if I remember correctly. And yeah, let's see how it goes, right? In terms of loot, in terms of the overall efficiency. So here we go, enemy speed reduction first. This also slows down the boss, remember. And now if I see that this is consistently better than the short strategies that I've been doing so far, that I've been showing, then I might change the star research. I might reset it again, and I might go for the additional enemy speed reduction, by 2%. And yeah, that's gonna be it pretty much. So here we go. After enemy speed reduction, they just go again for the coins per minute. Miner upgraded, and yeah, I was able to defeat the armor, right? Has it been spawned yet? I don't know. I think so. You can see that basic, like, because of its very low, like, damage and stats overall, it's weak. So you need to spend coins on it to upgrade it. Instead, the cool thing about Crusher is that it has much higher stats. And so even at level 0, it can handle these enemies perfectly. Also, it's pretty decent against armored, so it does 50% of damage. 150 against regulars and 150 against toxics. So it's like the best tower, really. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see, without the extra 2% star research, how long it's gonna take for the boss to leak. I think it's gonna be like 51 minutes in-game time. 52, something like that. With the extra 2%, like, it becomes 55, right? Well, I'm gonna check it out now. I got the enemy addition 5% slow right at the beginning, like as soon as I had enough experience on the core. And also I want to see what happens on the enemies. The fact that enemies, as I'm gonna be upgrading the miner, and as I'm gonna be spawning more and more enemies, see how tougher they're gonna become, like how much more HP they're gonna get, so that then eventually at a certain point I'm gonna need to upgrade my Crusher. Yeah, let's go for experience. As I said before, I don't think I ever gonna need this one right here, the increased capacity, because of the fact that the miner will never spawn on like multiple enemies. So I will never have the issue of having multiple enemies at the same time. So yeah, I just go for experience. Let's go for share damage. And the bonus experience, it also affects Crusher itself. So Crusher itself gets more experience from damaging and killing the enemies as they're being held inside. So if you look closely, like when Crusher is holding an enemy here, there is a little icon on top. See here? And during that time, that's when all towers, Crusher included, they're gaining more experience by damaging the enemies. Alright, here we go. Oh, nice! That's the first legendary loot that I've got. And I got it before 20-minute mark. The first time I got... actually, other than the Biddes, I've got a legendary loot. Nice. So normally legendary drops can be like keys, it can be chests, it can be the special blueprints, which are going to be the most important ones, the drops that if I can gain them somehow through the loot, it's going to be super, super nice. It can be bases, it can be portals, it can be what's left, and then like platforms. So like a range, attack speed, no damage, all that stuff. So at this stage, what should I be doing? Oh, oops, I forgot to upgrade the miner. Oops. Because I'm gonna be playing for longer, damage here, I don't think it's needed. Maybe this mining speed, right? Is this the way to go? But if I spawn too many enemies, will I end up like maybe wasting the potential loot that might become more rare as I keep playing on? You know, that's something that I'm thinking about. So I'm not sure. I don't know what's best. After like you get these two upgrades, I don't know if it's even good to go for this extra mining speed. I got the extra from upgrading the mine itself, but other than that, I've got no mining speed modifier, you know. And so let's get this last one upgraded. Alright, so that's gonna be 8.55 maximum upgrade. The fat coins, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know really. Score for mining. I mean, more score should mean more green papers, right? So that should always be good. Yeah, actually I want to see, like I have to do two comparisons. I'm gonna do one comparison where I don't get this mining speed bonus until the very end, and then one comparison where instead, after I get both of these upgrades maxed out, I get it as fast as possible, and then to compare the two runs to see if the loot is the same, if it's better, if it's worse. And yeah, so I think that's gonna be what I'm gonna be doing. Again, I don't want to upgrade I don't want to upgrade Crusher because I want to see how much it can keep killing the enemies consistently without any more upgrades needed, right? Now it's taking longer. You can see that it takes longer to defeat the enemies, so enemies are gaining more HP. Okay, now I got a level 10, so now I might have sometimes these rented enemies. Yeah, here we go. Which can be doing damage. Oh, another legendary drop, and even more Biddes. Remember, it's all about time. So if in the time that it takes for all this run to finish, the total rewards I earn, like the total loot I earn, is superior than what I would earn in 3 times the same run with the shorter one, right? That's when this becomes better. If it's not, so if in this single run, yeah, maybe I can earn one more rare item, one more epic blueprint or legendary blueprint, but then everything else is lower or is worse than, you know, doing the shorter strategy but doing it more times. Then that's when it becomes not good. So it always is related to time. So the efficiency, it's not related like absolutely how much you can earn in one single gameplay, for example. It's always related to time. So how much time it takes to do the particular run, to get that amount of loot, and then you compare it to other runs. In this case, for example, the short ones only at finishing on 20 minutes. And then you calculate with a percentage, so having the fixed time, right, as value you have time, then you can compare. You can see, okay, I was able to earn, I don't know, 100 loot in 20 minutes, and then in 52 minutes I was able to earn 35 loot. Which is better? So considering the amount of time, what is giving me more loot? And then you'd also don't do it just for loot, but you also do it for the different qualities of loot, right? You do it for common, for rare, for epic, and for legendary. And then you just go like that, you know? Then you just compare. So you end up having the efficiency. So the efficiency of loot compared to the time. So for example, in the longer run, yeah, of course I get more loot, but percentage speaking, right, the efficiency is lower than if I go for short runs but I only play for 20 minutes and then I reset. And of course, these are all things that you need to see once you start comparing, right? So you have the time, you have the loot, you can compare. I know that these things might sound boring to you if you're not really into statistics or you don't really like math, but for me, it's something that has always fascinated me, and it's something that I really enjoy. And so, yeah, like trying to understand a bit more the game, trying to find the subtle things that can improve, you know, that can make the strategy better, work more efficiently, you know, all those things. I really like to find the nuances, you know, to find the small things, the small details that can be very useful. And then if I can find something specific and something significant, then I can do some videos about it. I can share it with the community. I can help maybe some other players, you know, and that is always very nice. So, yeah, my character is almost max level because I can only get up to level 14. Flat coins. Yeah, maybe in the other run with the extra money speed, I could go for the miner as well, for the modifier money speed. So I could be just comparing those two things. And yeah, I got a lot of coins left. You can see here 4,100 left. So I see the timer. Actually, it's much shorter. So 47 minutes is going to be like 48 minutes. Yeah, 48. 4807. Okay, so of the legendary loot that I got 3 cyan keys. Then I got 2 loot tickets. This is very good. This is something that I didn't have for my previous runs. And so now if I do any comparison, now it's gonna be worse, because having these tickets now means that I'm earning 50% more loot from every game, like until this timer is gonna reach 0. And so all the previous gameplays that I've done, I cannot compare them with the newer ones that I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna have this additional thing active. Exactly as when you have the rarity tickets active. Now it increases the rarity of all loot for the just for one game. This is number, this is time. And so yeah, I will not be able to compare, but still. So let's do this. Okay, 1 cyan chest, 2 legendary drops. Nice. Also quite a lot of resources here. Yeah, that's nice. Unfortunately, I didn't got any info, but I'll take it. Yeah, I can also get this one, which because I reloaded the game, I didn't have it. And yeah. Now, just from face value, just because of the fact that I got the loot tickets, I'm already thinking that the longer run may be better. Just because of the fact that I got these tickets here. These ones are here, no? So just for that reason, I'm thinking already that the playing for longer might be better, but it might just be chance, you know, just luck. And just because I got in this particular round, I got lucky and I got these tickets. If I do it other 10 times, I might not get any more of these tickets and I might get like very bad loot. And now if I compare it again, let's see the time actually. This was my last game, right? It was 48:07. And the other one was 2013, right? 20 minutes. So how percentage it is? Right, I need to check here on the calculator. Oops. So yeah, normally like I can really stop at 20, so this extra 13 seconds shouldn't be counted really. This is 48:07. So 48, let's transform it into seconds, is 280 2,880 seconds plus 7. So this should be the total amount of seconds that it took me to get here on the long run. This one instead is gonna be 20 times 60, 1200. So actually it's closer to 2 times than 3 times, considering everything. So I thought it would be longer. I don't know why. It looks like the boss is faster compared to before. Like even if I don't consider this 2%, right, coming from the star research, but even if I don't consider this 2%, I don't think this 2% would increase this by 7 minutes, the total time the boss takes to reach the base. It might just add, I don't know, maybe 1 minute, you know, 1 minute and a half. So so yeah, that's interesting. So the total time, it's shorter. The boss moves faster now. Okay, interesting. Maybe the higher the difficulty, the slower the boss moves. That might also be the case. So something that is related to the portal difficulty. Yeah, many questions which I don't have answers to at the moment. And yeah, all things I'm gonna test. So now that I got the loot tickets, I can try again the short run. Can do it like 3 times. 3 times the short run. Then I can do the longer run again 3 times. Maybe once with the mining speed extra, one without, as I did it now, and just upgrading the miner. But that's it. And then I can compare, you know, the two and see what is best. So in this case, I got 23.9 thousand, almost 24,000 green papers, 325 scholar, still the usual purple chest, a little bit more biddies, of course. I ended up like having, I think, 4 drops of biddies, 4 or 5 drops, which translates into 12. The keys, which is always nice, you know, because chests give you lots of resources, lots of things that are useful for custom maps. But this is less than half. So if I do this, if I multiply times 2, right, it might be close, not the same, but it might be close. 2.5 times, it might be the same. So this 2.5 times becomes like 7 with something, right? This is 2, this is 4, right? 4, everything like it's double, a little bit more than double. So yeah, it might be the case that because of the extra mining speed, resources, like even 2.5 times is still more here. But I mean, I cannot just presume. I have to take the data, right? So I have to do the test 3 times, consider everything, then do the 3 times the longer run, and then compare them between themselves and to see actually with the numbers if it's significantly better, if there are any differences. And so yeah, and that's it, guys. So that's gonna be it for this stream. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.